Hey everybody, I was trying to create a poll and I failed. I was going to see if you prefer 110 degrees or 16 degrees. And there's no in between answer. And I really kind of think I'm going to set that up for later, but it wasn't going through. So typically I am very challenged when it comes to this stuff. You know, it's 20 degrees outside right now, and we dropped to 16. Actually, the wind chill last night dropped to 1. So we couldn't get to that perfectly round zero, which I figure if you're going to do it right, you go all the way. And speaking of doing it right, Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. That's a great sponsor of ours. And if you want upfront pricing, financing available, same-day service, give them a call, 318-202-8001. I would emphasize the heating end, the cooling. We don't need it right now, but it's 20 degrees out there. We actually made a big gumbo, left it on the back porch. That's what you do in Louisiana, right? It looks like we are going to get close to or maybe slightly above freezing today, 19 to 22. So this is one that went all the way down to the beach here. We are cold across the entire state. Obviously, roads have been a nightmare overnight. So future road temps. Now, I woke up a little late, as you can see here. I don't set alarms after big days because I get totally mentally drained in like the best way. So, I saw things melting off the roof already, when I popped up, and it was still in the upper teens to low 20s. So road temps, this is different than what your air temperature is because that sun hitting the pavement, it's certainly going to warm things up. So 35-ish right now. You can see it still below freezing or near freezing up into the I-20 corridor. But look what happens today. We get road temperatures up to around 50. But then they quickly drop. Now, the good news is, I think with all this sunshine we see, we're going to get rid of most of the moisture out there. So that's going to evaporate things out. And we should be pretty clear for tonight, and for tomorrow morning, we shouldn't see the same issues we saw last night. So, I mean, you still want to be careful when it's that cold. And if you do run into a patch of ice, obviously you have a problem. But it's going to be better than what we've been seeing here. Now, winter alerts. We actually have wind chill advisories. Let's click on it and show you what we have. Wind chill advisories and hard freeze warnings for tonight. So, wind chills back in the single digits. I think wind really does drop off tonight, and we trade that off, though, by getting temperatures to drop even further than what we saw last night, which we did break a record cold here this morning at 16 degrees. That's our official record low. The only thing we could see there is that we could drop below 16 before midnight. So how about that? Clear skies today, 31 degrees. Maybe we get a high of 32, 33. We were optimists. I left Tom's 33 in there. So we're going to go for it here. The actual future temperature forecast only takes us to 32, but look at that. New Orleans, 37. Lafayette, 33. This is a rare type event down here, and this is even rarer to see lows dropping to 13, 10 in Faraday, 13 in Monroe. Some single digits possible in northeast Louisiana, so it's going to be cold statewide. That freeze going all the way down to the coast in most areas. So a hard freeze warning in effect tonight. Any severe weather way off to the east. We aren't looking at any real severe threats coming up, but man, do we have some rain to talk about further into the future. And we're going to take a look at the short-range future cast here. And what I see here, the one thing that is kind of a saving grace perhaps for some parts down south of I-10 is that we're going to see some high clouds come in overnight tonight. That could put a lid on how far the temperatures fall. Unfortunately, up this way, I think we stay clear, winds go calm, and we are going to see someone most likely in the area. I mean, you could drop below 10 tonight, but 13 is our official forecast, but we have some areas out there in those rural places. You're in a little valley. You trap that cold air. Could get even colder than 13. Futurecast on the long range now. This is the GFS, and why I'm showing you this, we're going to run right through the little blip coming through on Thursday. Just a little slight chance for a few showers. Not much there. But then look at this. By Monday into Monday night, we get storms coming back. Now, I put about a 40% chance in for Monday. I think late in the day Monday. We're still, 6 days out. We could see some things coming together where we get some rain in the area. But look at this. We get a couple of waves. And this only goes out to day 8 here. We're only going out to Wednesday. Beyond this, models are pretty worthless. But what I'm seeing is in the ensemble forecast, when I put all these models together, I get 100 different runs of everything. Over the last 10, 15 runs, it's been trending toward this really, really rainy time from like Monday night through Thursday, maybe Friday. And ensemble averages. This is not your higher end thing, and most of the runs are above 2 inches for the next week. But most of the averages we've seen over the last few days between 3 and 5 inches, and I could see that even going up. So it looks like drought denting rain, perhaps drought busting rains for some. And it's not really getting into the 7-day forecast, but I'll show you here what we're looking at in the CPC outlooks that go from day 8 to 14 in just a second. Now, temperatures are going to be our big focus, of course. Hopefully your plumbing endured last night well. If you made it through, do not take the victory lap just yet. 13 degrees overnight tonight. Again, some areas could drop slightly below 10, so maybe some single digits in the area. 45 tomorrow, so we do warm up quickly. I think we cool off quickly also. I think we get a low around 27 around midnight, Wednesday night into Thursday. But then as moisture starts to return to the area, we will warm up after midnight, probably be above freezing when you get up. There is that slight chance for a few showers. We'll see some clouds on Thursday. But then the weekend, we get another cold front to come through, another couple of hard freezes. And then we move out of the deep freeze, which is a good thing because we don't want to see 3 to 5 inches of moisture fall into the deep freeze. I mean, that'd even be a little much for me down here, I think. So 59 degrees your high on Monday, and we see the rain chances coming in, and let me tell you, they are going to stick around for a while. Here it is. The blowtorch returns. We have above normal temperatures for the entire country. Yeah, I don't see anybody here below normal. So we warm back up. Typically, we do this. Typically things do balance out in the atmosphere. If you get a huge cold blast, it's followed up in some fashion by blast of warm air. And look at this. Look at these precipitation anomalies. Much above normal. We are right in the thick of it here. Texas, Louisiana, Oklahoma, Arkansas. I know my states, Mississippi. We all are going to see lots of rain down here. And a lot of these areas have been fairly drought-stricken since the last summer when we were so hot and we were begging for cooler temperatures. Of course, we went way too far beyond that by seeing lows in the teens here. But again, I'm going to post that poll later. I want to know, do you prefer 16? Or do you prefer 110 degrees? It's a tough choice, I know, for many. But yeah, lots of rain next week. So if you are going to be, if you have any plans next week, you have some sort of deal where you're going to be outside and boiling crawfish because you just won the lottery, it's going to be raining a lot. So we will get those white perch. Oh yeah, heck yeah, let's do that. 110, I got a 110 there. Let's see what we got going on. How is traveling? I'm not sure. I'm pretty good, I think, with the weather stuff. I looked at the DOTD website, and a lot of things were reopening. I saw a lot of horror stories from last night. Right now, 9:46 a.m. here, we're in the low 20s. As I said, road temperatures are warming up, so surface streets, they should be drying out. We should be doing pretty well there. I'm sure there's still some ice on bridges, so that's where you want to be careful. Just it's going to be a big old common sense day for you, and then tonight we just get really, really cold. So again, if you made it through last night with your pipes intact, good for you. You got one more night to really get through here as things get cold. And then lots of rain for next week. Okay, I think Tom's going to be on later. I'll be on tomorrow. Usually every morning I'll pop on here and we'll talk for about 10 minutes. And that's all I have for today. So I will see you later on. I'll probably start some text updates off and on here because, with the big rains coming in a week or so, we are going to need to talk a little bit more about that. But as it stands right now, the severe threat looks pretty low. I'm not seeing this huge signal for a severe outbreak. There could be some storms, but we'll kind of fine tune that as we get closer.